Welcome
Welcome.
to the Three Oak Podcast, where even the artists can be fans. AJ the Menace.
Shane M. Petty.
Javada Hunter.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are at episode 54. Everybody breathe.
No, I didn't expect you to say that. That's why I was
I wanted to say it last week, but I kind of forgot.
Yeah.
I was like, everybody scream or everybody... and
Everybody
then,
breathe.
But once I heard you
Yeah.
say everybody breathe, I was like, yeah, I'm going to start doing
That's
that.
it right there.
That's it. So everybody
One.
breathe. This is
Yeah.
episode 52.
It's episode 54, but okay.
54?
Woo! You went two back.
I know, I did.
What's wrong with you?
I did. Congratulations to our guest last week, Nance. He charted number 30 on the iTunes hip-hop charts
Nice.
when he dropped.
Nice.
So, yeah, congratulations
I
to
still
you,
gotta check it
brother.
out. Yeah.
The project is great.
Yeah.
Project is
Check
good.
it out.
Yeah, it's really good. That episode's available. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Come swing over. You know what I'm saying?
He swung over here. He
Yes,
swung
he
over here.
over here. You come swing over to us.
Yeah.
And learn about your favorite rapper.
Yeah. Yeah.
But shit, man.
Yeah.
If we did ran down the music this week,
Mm.
music wise, my iTunes playlist was fire this week.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for the ride out, so I don't even want to talk about that because
It's
I'm
gonna-
picking a song off my ride out that's gonna bring all y'all back.
Okay.
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 Yeah. So we'll just go straight to Kanye West out here tweeting the world and shit.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't been keeping up because it was so
No,
many.
I'm
I turned my notifications on for 30 minutes. I said, nope, not built for this. Way too many notifications. So, but yeah, he's been tweeting some stuff about Trump.
Yeah.
Nice word to make it great,
that's his
make
boy.
America great again.
MAGA.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly don't get it. You probably been keeping up more with what's going on.
Honestly, I think what it is, Kanye West is like an evil genius. I think it's all marketing. And
That's
it's
what I
working.
think.
And it's
Yeah.
working. I have differing opinions about it. I'm not thrilled about him supporting Donald Trump. That just doesn't make sense to me.
What were some of the things he was tweeting?
It
though?
makes
'Cause
sense to me
Oh,
because
it
of
does?
John Legend, but I'll get to it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He spilled it out, and I think
It made sense.
it makes so much sense when
Gotcha.
he spilled it out on Hot 97. I was like, because he spoke to him, and he
Yeah.
released the
text messages.
the text messages
yeah.
of his, and then he
On
just
Twitter.
went on about
See
it
that.
He put the text messages on Twitter.
of
yeah.
talking to
John Legend.
John Legend.
Well, several people.
Yeah, but he leaked. Yeah, because even on Hot 97, what's his name?
Messy.
That's fuck.
Yeah. Even though
That's a mess
John
right
Legend
there.
didn't, John Legend didn't say anything embarrassing or anything. It was kind
Okay.
of just like, hey
Side
man,
note,
well, watch
before you
out
go
for
on,
your-
shout out to John Legend because
Yeah.
he texted him. He's like, well, since you're posting text on Twitter, I think this is probably a good time for me to mention that I do have a new single out.
Oh yeah. He did do
Shout
that.
out to
Yeah.
John Legend.
He used it.
Shout
Yeah.
out to John
Yeah.
He
Legend.
did use it.
Oh,
Yeah.
so obviously him posting this text the first time, John didn't know.
No,
And
no,
then-
'cause
It
he
was
had
shocking.
no, it wasn't John Legend's text, or I don't know if it was him posting the text the first time, but he's been posting texts from Ebro. He's been posting.
Yeah,
texts he's
Ebro,
been
that's
sending
what I was
other
trying to
people,
figure out.
Like,
Oh.
yeah, screenshots.
Because the reason why he said that he was doing it, you see, look, I just want to show you guys that people are trying to sway me, but I'm unswayable. I'm sticking to my
Gotcha.
guns and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But I'm just showing that people who do have love for me, I have love for them, but
Right.
you can't sway
and
me.
That's why I say I'm conflicted because I don't like that he's supporting Trump, but I do like this message that he's giving about free thought. Free
thoughts.
thought.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Free fraud.
Hey,
yeah.
look, who am I? Excuse me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do like this message that he's giving about free thought and free thinking and the power of creativity and spreading love. Like, I'm with that.
That's
Y'all
what his
know.
tweets are about?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I
mean,
said,
there's
with the
some of that.
conflicting thing is just
Yeah.
the reason why it's conflicting is because those two things are not
They're
together.
totally
It's spaghetti
different.
and apples,
Right.
you know, like
Oh, yeah.
how could you
I
say
feel
that you're
conflicted, too.
about love, but then you support Trump? That's like saying I'm
His whole
against murder.
platform is
I'm against
basically-
murder, but I love Charles Manson.
Got
You know?
you.
So it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, what did John Legend do? Oh, yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
John
You're about to
Legend,
go
he
in.
basically just laid out saying that he thinks that he truly does believe in what he's saying. Like
Mm-hmm.
he does think it's marketing, but not in the sense that he doesn't believe it.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
He
He's
not
saying
even marketing.
He don't think he's trolling.
He believes he likes Kanye because he sees Trump in himself. Like, look at the way Trump
Kanye's-
was.
yeah.
Trump was. Look what he did with his whole campaign.
Yeah.
Nobody thought that he could make it to the top. Nobody
True.
thought that he could become president.
Yeah.
So they were just, and he had to basically show everybody that, you know what? I am going to become president. Look, now I'm president. Now I'm at the top. You guys didn't believe me. That's exactly what Kanye went through.
Makes
At
sense.
Rockefeller.
I get that.
He was at the bottom. Nobody thought that he could make it to the
their
top.
come up story, pretty much.
He sees himself in Trump. He sees that same struggle to the top. You know, nobody believed you could be president, but now, or be on the top, but now you're there. I admire that.
Yeah.
So, and John Legend was saying that Kanye is not looking at the politics, which he should be doing, of everything.
He's literally just looking.
He's
at
looking
struggle.
at the struggle of
yeah.
the hustle part
or
of
his
it.
support.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's clarifying too, and he says that he does not 100% agree with Donald Trump's platform. You good, bro?
Yeah,
no, bro.
Yeah, his eye has.
I don't know what's been going on these last like 30 minutes.
Is
but
it
it's
allergies?
Like, I don't know because
because
like,
it's only your one eye, so.
and it's only one eye, and it's like I be good, and then like it'll just like flare up and be like hot when I blink, and then my shit will start watering. And then it'll go down again. I don't know what the hell that is about.
Need some eye drops, bro.
Nurses,
Either this whole situation just got you emotional. Maybe that's what it is.
Struck a nerve.
Yeah, we lost one, man. Kanye, he's gone. No. Look, and he's not crazy. But look, I'm to that point where I'm just like I see where you're coming from, but like I said, going back to the whole murder situation. You can't be against murder and fucking love Charles Manson. Yeah. You're contradicting yourself.
All right, so this is the thing with like the whole Kanye thing, even the tweets. Like I know, like even like Leon has been saying like he's fucking with his tweets, like the powerful, like the motivational stuff. See, I've gotten to a point where I've completely disconnected Kanye music and Kanye outside of music. Like.
You kind of have to.
Yeah, I did that a long time ago. Yeah, I did that a long time ago. So what's going on has not affected me on any level. So that's why I really don't have no opinion on it because I have so separated him, what he does outside of music and just the music. I'm just excited because I know there's some fire.
Well, did you guys listen to the 2 tracks? One was a troll track.
What's a troll track? I just saw the freestyle.
Oh no! So no, he actually released a couple things. Lift Yourself was a troll track, and he's like whoop de whoop. Poopity poop, scoopty, like a troll track, and then he released another one with T.I., which is Ye versus the People, and he speaks out and he's explaining himself in that record, and that's why I say I don't think he's completely lost. Yeah, I really don't.
I mean, because this sounds more like old Kanye, to be honest. I mean, he's been doing this like forever. This is nothing new. It's just
I think he's always been this person.
Yeah.
I think his mom kind of maybe helped to tame that side of him.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
I think he's always been this person.
She was definitely his moral compass.
Yes.
I don't know, but are you sure though? Because he's been acting out even when she was alive.
He was.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, when
I think
she was
probably kept it at bay.
That was tame. What we saw.
Right.
I think.
Well, Trump wasn't around back then to be president. So
I think that was a tame.
As a matter of fact, think about that. If his mother was still alive, he would still be into Trump? You think? Maybe. I think he would.
Maybe, yeah.
So then, how tame? What difference would it have made if she was alive?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is she was probably there to be like, Kanye, no.
Well, actually, I wonder that. I would love to know about his childhood because what if she never said no?
Well, she encouraged all that stuff.
Yeah, what if she was an enabler? Like, what if he was one of those children that she just let him do whatever he wants and would just keep it? I want to do what I want to do.
That's a fair possibility.
He grew up just wanting everything and
that's why his mom
buck
was
wild and shit.
That's why he's able to have such a creative imagination.
Hey, the way he's acting is like he's never had any like tameage.
Well, he made that comment too. I think he said he feels like he's just now becoming the child that his parents wanted him to be, or something like that, in his string of tweets.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so many tweets. I can't.
He's like Twitter fingers.
He's been tweeting ever since
control. I cannot keep up with it on any level. Like,
and it's almost in touch. Going back to the marketing thing, like his album's coming out around the weekend.
And
so
that's definitely
part promotion.
That's definitely his marketing for the last 2-3 albums. Last 3 albums, that's been his marketing. Where like we literally see him, what we think, just going crazy.
Right.
In the media for like a month and a half. To 2 months at the most, and then the album comes and then he disappears. He might go on tour, then he disappears for 2 years, and then he does it again. So it's definitely marketing.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm glad that I'm able to separate it because it used to really bother me back then when he would do like wild shit. But I don't even care about none of that no more. I'm just waiting for the album now.
Yeah. See, with me, it was different because it's like, okay, Taylor Swift, that's one thing, but Trump is totally new. Like, you're going to skip that track where it's like Trump is the best. You're going to skip that track.
No, I'm gonna listen to it because it's part of the music. I'm still gonna listen to it.
But it's still what he's saying. So how can you separate?
I know, but I haven't read any of his tweets either. So this will be me hearing the music. Will be the first time I hear him talk about it. Then I'll probably have a feeling at that point. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not following no tweet. I have not read one Kanye West tweet yet, unless the ones that like somebody.
Because I was saying like people put themselves in their music, so at some point it's gonna show up.
Yeah. And that's when I'll get it. I rather because I hate his rants too. Like you know, like the videos.
I secretly live for a Kanye rant.
Man,
sorry.
It depends what it's about for me.
I feel like I would be so mad if I went to a concert and like 30 minutes of it was him ranting.
I mean, if he was ranting for that long, but I would be.
He normally does,
and then end the show that way.
Yeah, but you remember when he was ranting?
Like, he would just walk off stage. Yeah,
he'd be up there for 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
And it was probably you were only there to that show for 30 minutes.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And it's like,
over.
Yeah, and it's like,
but he only did it that once. You know, I mean, well,
I'm sorry. I live for a Kanye rant. I do.
Well, not when your money is, involved.
You wouldn't pay for
on the internet, maybe.
You go to see a Bruno Mars concert.
You buy he's like, $100 ticket.
Nigga, what? Hell no.
Nah, what we paid you for.
That's not what we paid for, bro. I paid for a good time and watch you dance.
I paid for 24 Karat Magic.
Yeah,
that's what I paid for.
If anything, he should have put it at the very end of the show.
At the very end, so I at least got all the hits. Give me the hits first.
Give me the show
but
first.
But Kanye the type to not care. He gonna do what the order he want to do.
He is.
You know what I'm saying? So it might start with the rant. He might be like, nah. Hey, no, cut that off.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, you're like, God damn.
We got 2 minutes into the song. God damn.
But yeah, man, that's really probably the biggest thing that happened in music so far.
Yeah.
Like this week. J. Cole's album's still rocking. He's also.
I thought he said, I saw something that said that streaming wise it beat Drake.
Apple Music.
Apple Music. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
should we wait to talk about the thing that he's bringing? Should we wait to talk about the thing he's bringing to your section or do it in this one? To North Carolina?
We can talk about it now.
North Carolina.
So, yeah.
That was really the mood.
Cool ways up, push your shirt off, spinning right here, spinning like a helicopter.
We all do that with our shirts off, and she's like, oh, shit, I forgot.
Yeah.
or you're just like, I don't know.
Hey, look, so I did forget to tell y'all on this podcast that I'm about to sell a mattress in the middle of this episode. So that's why it's coming up soon.
Yep.
So it's gonna get a little ratchet, people. But just stay.
You know how we do, man.
But that's it, man. Hey, look, man.
Sometimes you just gotta sell.
Shit happens sometimes. You know what I'm saying? People got things to do out there.
You gotta just be able.
You gotta overlap sometimes. The break gotta stop. The break gotta keep coming. But So J. Cole has had North Carolina media and just everything on fire right now because he is bringing the Dreamville Festival to where?
Raleigh,
North Carolina. Mm-hmm. So that means Raleigh, North Carolina. We've already, just like Nance was saying last week, he's like he feels like there's a lot of eyes starting to come towards North Carolina. And like we had Rhapsody, and then we had Rapture. We had Rapture come out where it was a whole episode filmed in Raleigh.
Right.
Now J. Cole just dropped the album. Nance charted. You know what I'm saying? That's more eyes looking. And now J. Cole is bringing a festival,
a
music festival, to Raleigh, North Carolina, which means our city is about to turn into an attraction.
Sure enough,
it's literally about to turn into a music attraction. On top of that,
it's about time. Actually,
they picked a really good place too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. And now one of the things like local artists, Raleigh, like local artist scene wise, they always complain because this hasn't been a hub, which means North Carolina is really about to, at least Raleigh, North Carolina, is really about to turn into a reputable market in the music industry when it hasn't been yet. Ninth Wonder is all we had, then we had this long gap until now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Ninth Wonder was the first one, and then now it's now. So it's been like a 20-year.
And 15, Rhapsody 20. Is like bringing his whole crew to the forefront.
So that's been like a 15, 20-year gap since all eyes have been on North Carolina. The festival is going to lock in the fact that it'll never go away.
Right.
Because as long as the festival continues. So
I'm sure he had no interest in doing it one time.
Yeah. Like we know it's going to go
one time for my home.
Yeah, like we know we probably got a solid 5 years at least, you know, like
I'm saying at least 10 or 15.
Yeah, I'm sure it will too, but you never know at the same time. You know, some people like to just end shit.
I say that because I read an interview that he did, and basically the title of the interview was like, J. Cole, what he wants you to know about him is that he wants to be himself. So he talks about his past with Rock Nation and how he felt like he had to live up to these stereotypes, which are things that he's talked about before.
He's not on Rock no more?
I don't think so.
I need to look at that. I need to look at those.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Actually. Don't quote me on it. But basically, all in all, he does the music thing, but then he says he likes to separate and just be here in his element and things like that too. Mm-hmm. So even when he does all his filming, so he flew out to California to film all of the visuals for KOD, but obviously you guys know he lives in Cary. Mm-hmm. And he said, too, like, even he was talking about No ID reached out to him when For Your Eyes Only came out and was like, oh, how are you? And he said his response was, oh, I'm good. I'm sitting on the floor building the baby crib because, he just had a baby. And he said No ID was like, no, like, you just released an album a week ago. Like, how are you? Yeah, but he's just so detached from it, and he really wants to kind of be himself, do his own thing. He's big on meditation, too, which makes me super
He's
happy.
not really into the celebrity of it.
Yeah, he's making his own lane, and that's why I feel like this Dreamville Fest is something that's going within his brand and his lane, and it's going to be established and be here for a while.
I'm sure it's going to be here for a while. I'm just saying,
it's crazy to me.
I was speaking hypothetically, like, if it ever ends, because shit does end. Just,
I think it'll go for a while.
But, that's going to be coming, which means, and then on top of that, Raleigh hasn't had its own. Raleigh doesn't have culture, so let's keep it real. Like, people that live in Raleigh know, like, Raleigh has no culture.
Conservative city.
Well, I take that back. I'm sorry. Raleigh does have a culture, but the culture is white culture.
It's a conservative city.
Yeah, yes. So we don't have a black culture thing that we can really rally around in the city of Raleigh. We have to go to Durham. They have stuff in Raleigh. I'm not trying to downplay anybody who does have something going on in Raleigh, but we like the real culture. You really feel it when you're in Durham.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, this is gonna be a nice little thing that's gonna happen. Like it kind of sucks, but it's kind of dope.
Why does it suck?
It just sucks because, like, I'm thinking about the traffic.
Yeah.
It's
going to be pretty trash.
Yeah, like, our traffic one weekend a year is going to be so real.
Everybody's trying to be.
People, festivals, motherfuckers fly to L.A. for Coachella, Coachella.
Yeah.
They fly to Rock the Bells. They fly, people.
Rolling Loud.
Yeah, like, people are flying, not just the people in that city go. They are flying from all over the world. So, it's about to get crazy.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so.
Just because I'm like, it's the first one. I know the lineup is about to be fire.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm interested. So, there's no lineup.
They haven't announced it yet.
Okay.
Yeah. They've already put
that'll be
out
interesting
pre-sales.
to see who he puts on the roster.
I have some ideas.
Bring Nipsey, yeah.
Bring Nipsey.
I'm feeling like Kendrick.
Oh, man. Kendrick and J. Cole. Oh,
they're buddies.
Damn.
I feel like that's the one that's going to be coming.
I don't know. A lot of things that's been going on with the NC indie scene is local artists will perform. That's like I think
that's important. Yeah. I think give them a platform because there is a nice indie scene here.
There
really is.
So I'm interested to see who the local lineup is. I don't have my sights on it for this year. I'll do it.
And I'm pretty sure he would be looking into that as well. I mean, if it's the main reason he's doing that,
I'm sure that's a part of it.
I think he's like already. All that's established already. Yeah, I think the people who are already going to perform know already. If there's any lineup, I feel like they know now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but hey, we'll see.
No, I feel like they've probably only set up their like headliners or their main people. But as far as on the local area, because you have to think of festival, it's music all day. Yeah. There's someone on stage.
Yeah, there'll be side stage. Where is it going to be at?
Probably Dorothea Dix Park.
What?
Yes.
That shit is not big enough.
Yeah, I'm concerned too.
They need
Dorothea Dix. Oh, that whole area.
That's not big enough.
It's the first one. They're probably going to see how it goes. They're going to see how it goes.
Well, they're definitely going to fill it out. So it's going to have to upgrade next year. They're going to have to go. They're going to have to go to the Alto. They're going to have to go to the outdoor one. Probably.
The one in Southeast Raleigh.
Yeah, the one around the corner. Yeah, they're going to have to upgrade to that or Red Hat or some shit. But
it's a festival.
But yeah,
they need the space.
Yeah, I don't know what festivals are like either. I've never been to a festival.
Oh, festivals are lit.
I don't think I'm gonna be built for a festival, which is gonna be amazing.
Maybe not a big festival.
That means I get to go home.
That's
a festival where you get to go home. You know what I mean? Like, I be seeing the motherfuckers in tents. I'm not built for that life. I'm not shitting in no porta potty. Like, we go take it to the crib real quick.
Well, that's my thing
take
too.
a nap.
I don't have
go
to pay
back
for
to
lodging.
It's
right here.
Exactly. That's gonna be nice, man. Like. You ain't got to worry about doing nothing crazy. You get to sleep in your bed every night. You know, like, we're going to win.
It's only a day.
Oh, it's just one day? Aren't festivals normally weekends?
It depends on the festival. Some
so
this
one's just
some of them go 2 days.
This will just be one intense ass. All right, that's straight. I'm sure.
So it depends.
I'm sure it'll upgrade at some point. But
yeah.
So we only have to deal with one day. That's not that bad.
Yeah.
I was thinking immediately we have a whole weekend of like terrible traffic all of a sudden. Like,
just a day.
Imagine with the airport. I mean, it's gonna be crazy here, bro. It's gonna be crazy, dog.
It's probably low key. It's probably gonna be like when maybe not like when Beyonce came, but maybe like when Beyonce came.
I don't remember that because I wasn't living on that side of town by the PNC. But I mean, I
live right by PNC.
Yeah, so it was crazy though. Because matter of fact, it was gridlocked, bro. It was insane, bro. Insane. The traffic was crazy, bro. Yeah. But I mean, that's Beyonce, so you know, shit
of course, yeah.
But when you get 15, 20 power artists in one city too, that'll do that too.
Exactly.
So that'll equal a Beyonce status.
Exactly.
But so let's jump into this ride out. Yeah. The 3 ride out for this week. So my song, I got Apple Playlist, and it does like my favorites every Tuesday and updates. And it played a song that I forgot about, and I'm gonna do both songs. I'm gonna do the original song and the remix, just because it's the same shit.
Okay.
Therapy by T-Pain. 1, 2, 3, 4, get your ass up out the door.
Damn, I almost
I don't need your sex, I'll masturbate. Kanye, ooh, you so evolved. You gonna raise my cholesterol. Like, Kanye's verse was amazing on there.
Yeah.
T-Pain was that nigga. Like, bro, I forgot how hard that song was. And they had, like, that was back when other artists would do free remixes. And Freeway had a remix. I know y'all probably have not heard it.
No,
Freeway had a remix. Oh my God, he snapped on that shit. He snapped on that shit, bro. Snap, bro. His verse was so hard. Like it was the Freeway mix. Or the Freezer mix. Oh man, it was amazing.
That's what it's called?
I think the Freezer mix. I have it on my computer. This ain't like this is not something you can find on like iTunes.
No,
or something.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, like I think it was like it might have been like some mixtape shit, but
hot new hip hop.
Oh, so it wasn't on one of his albums.
It wasn't. It wasn't no official release at all.
Maybe that's why.
It was some like mixtape shit or something like that. But that's definitely gonna be my song this week. Therapy by T-Pain, because it was that album that was just amazing. Like,
which one is that? Epiphany.
It was the one where he was like the circus master on the front.
Oh, 3 Rings.
3 Rings. That's what it was. 3 Rings.
That's the ones with the singles. One of my favorite songs was
Chopped
and Screwed.
Yep, Chopped and Screwed.
Chopped and Screwed.
Yep,
that was
that
my
album.
favorite.
That same album. Yeah, that shit was insane.
Like when I heard that hook, I was like, holy shit.
Exactly. Yeah, and like we're talking about that same album, that Therapy.
I like that whole time when he got into the circus. And those videos.
With the top hat.
Those videos.
Yeah, with the top hat. Yeah.
Those
when he was
videos
in that
were creative.
When he was in that creative space, that was probably like my favorite T-Pain music.
I don't know. There
for
are
me, that was that was that shit.
I like when he first came out too, but like I said, I hate oversaturation. So he kind of was like,
I'm Sprung is.
But yeah, I like I'm Sprung.
I like I'm Sprung too
because that was his first song. So I was like, hey, I like this. But that was before he was
It
everywhere.
was a good song.
I forgot about
Chopped and Screwed, and Ludacris is on there.
Like
that.
Yeah.
That's man. When that song came out, and the video, like I said, that I forget who the the directors were, director. I can't remember if it was 2 of them, but whoever it was, they were doing that creative thing just for T-Pain, where it was like him coming out of his own mouth, and you know.
Ooh, I don't remember that.
You don't remember? It was crazy visuals. He
had a couple videos that were like
He had one with Chris Brown. What's that one?
That was the one.
Freeze like me.
Woo, that's the song.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was just like a bunch of him like in the word freeze and
okay.
It was creative video, so I was like propping up T-Pain for that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to T-Pain, yo. Man. We fuck with T-Pain.
He's lit on Twitter too.
Is he?
Yeah.
He is lit on Twitter.
And T-Pain still dropping remixes, yo.
Yep.
And just bodying these niggas on their own tracks.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I saw him at the, maybe it was the Breakfast Club, but, you know, they were basically just talking about his whole reign and all that stuff. And do you think he was going to make another? How do you feel about basically the whole 2010s? Everybody just kind of just bit what he was doing.
Legit.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so they were just asking, like, what do you feel about that? You know, like, everybody just came in and just started doing the auto-tune thing. And he was like, hey, man, I set the platform, I guess.
He did, bro. And he still does
it
better
than to do it.
And he still does it better than everybody, most people.
But he's a singer.
But you know what he said, though? Because I think someone tweeted, they were like, name someone to do auto-tune better than T-Pain.
Yeah.
And this is why I fuck with T-Pain. He added Travis Scott. And I think Travis Scott is skilled in auto-tune.
Okay. I don't listen to enough Travis Scott. But
you know, I'm a Travis Scott.
So would you say he's the descendant of
No.
T-Pain? Or?
I feel like
well, everybody that uses auto-tune is the descendant of T-Pain.
Yeah. I put him more in a Kanye category.
You know what? Yeah, because I listened to Heartless by Kanye.
Everybody's a descendant
and basically you could take Ty Dolla $ign, you could take Travis Scott, you could take
I think
anybody. You could take anybody who does autotune now, Quavo, and tell them to cover that song, and they'll sound exactly like it.
I don't know.
It'll have their voice, but they can sing because he's not singing to the point like T-Pain. T-Pain is a singer.
Yeah.
Kanye was just rapping with melody, which is pretty much what everybody's doing now. So I can hear Quavo covering. I'm gonna be so cold. I'm gonna do this.
No, the only people I could see doing it would be, and I think they're in a box together: Kanye West, Kid Cudi, and Travis Scott.
I don't think. Yeah, I haven't listened to.
You mean Travis Scott in the?
Yeah, I put them kind of in the same musical category.
Yeah, I haven't listened to enough Travis Scott to even put him on the same level as those two. Yeah. Those two are like gods when it comes to like music.
Yeah, you probably just don't listen.
I still visually get him confused between Travis Scott and.
Except Rocky.
But you know what it is.
I still can't tell them apart sometimes.
But you know what it is though. I'm not a huge autotune person. Well, I like autotune, but not a whole album full of autotune. That's pretty much what Travis does. Like on his rodeo album, on his rodeo album it was half and half, but on the latest one it was way more autotune.
It was more autotune.
It was way more autotune compared to. But rodeo, I fuck with rodeo because he was rapping on half of it, and then the other half was autotune. But then on Birds it was pretty much autotune.
Not the whole thing, but most of it.
Yeah. So I like the one. I like when you give me both. I don't like one. I don't like everything of one.
Hashtag you know where's Astroworld?
Yeah, but yeah, man. How can I forget? You like to hear it? Here it go.
We almost did forget about that.
I didn't. I was going to be like,
I was just about to jump right in. I was like, damn, I forgot you had to do that.
What you got, man?
Mine is going to be, what is that damn song called? Good Name by Shad. Now, Shad is a Canadian.
You got some high. You got some Bow Wow bars over there, man.
Oh shit!
You just don't
by
know.
Bow Wow. Yeah. Just shout out to Bow Wow. Had to bring him up.
Represent that.
That song was hot. Don't even play them.
Yeah.
I fuck with Bow Wow.
He had his run, man.
Yeah, I fuck with Bow Wow. I don't like a Shad Moss though.
No, me either.
Yeah. Well, I like Shad Moss outside of music.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
When he's not, but I don't want to hear big Bow Wow music.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
Does he even still use Bow Wow, by the way? Like when he?
I think for the new album he's using Bow Wow. Yeah.
Oh,
is he?
I think
thought he killed Bow Wow.
No, he is. I think he's using Bow Wow, but everybody wants him to use. Everybody said you should just use Shad, bro. Bow Wow, we gotta.
Yeah, Charlamagne was saying like he wants to use Shad.
Yeah. But I think he's using Bow Wow. But go ahead.
But yeah, Shad is a black Canadian rapper, and I got into him like maybe around 2009 or something. Okay. I found him connected to like Jay Dilla and all that stuff on Amazon. He was recommended.
So he's got a nice boom bap old school
feel.
Okay.
Yeah, samples and all that stuff.
Yeah.
This song basically the reason why I chose it is. Lately, I was going to say this last week, but I forgot we had an interview. But before I send my scripts in, I decided to change my name from Shane M. Petty to Shane Maurice Petty. So using instead of my initial, use my actual Maurice.
Now I know your middle name.
Maurice. Yeah.
Should I update the?
Oh no, not yet, because
gotcha.
That's only like if. In the literary world, in the screenwriting world, if the name Shane Maurice Petty started to take off and shit, and words started to spread around,
who it is.
Then I would start on my social media. I start to change it. Okay, Shane Maurice Petty, but until then, it's still Shane M Petty. But the reason why I don't know. Every time I see screenwriters, amateur screenwriters, or first-time screenwriters, they always use their middle initial. I noticed, and it was just starting to bug me. Like I don't want to come off as an amateur, with this one.
There you go.
And it might not even be a thing, but it's just I just noticed like
no, there are differences, like little things like that.
John C. Daniels or something like that. And every time amateurs and newcomers, they always use their middle initials. So I was like, you know what? Let me just use Shane Petty, and then I found out there's tons of Shane Pettys in the fucking world, man. I'm the only black one. But I don't want to put that on the fucking on the screenplay. Black Shane Petty. Yeah, so
minority number one.
Yeah, I'm the only black. I've never seen another Shane Petty when I look him up. It's all whites,
Damn, that's crazy.
I'm the only black one.
It's kind of crazy that Petty doesn't y'all were the first.
It's a white name, I think.
Yeah, but y'all were the first Pettys I've ever met.
Really?
Even through
in
all
person?
like all the schools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that didn't seem like that common of a last name. So I didn't think there would be a bunch of my last name's I'm not gonna say it. Way more common.
Yeah,
it's too controversial.
Super common.
Yeah,
oh, really?
yeah, real common.
Yeah, through high school, me and my brother always got it. Where it's like, you mean like Tom Petty, the folk rock singer?
Petty.
Richard Petty, the racer.
Yeah. Well, I guess there have been other ones.
But that's.
I swear you live under a rock.
Yeah,
I do, I do.
But in person, even at our school, I'd always be like the only Petty in the school. But then everybody would be like, Richard Petty.
Gotcha.
But the funny thing is, Shane Maurice Petty. I looked up to see if there was any other Shane Maurice Petty out there or some shit, and the only thing that came up was Maurice Petty, and Maurice Petty in the 50s and shit used to be a NASCAR driver, and it's the brother of Richard Petty, the NASCAR driver.
What?
Yeah. I was like, oh shit. So we have like, Maurice Petty, like Shane Maurice Petty. And I looked at his birthday. His birthday is 2 days before mine.
Damn.
So he's March 27th. I'm March 29th.
Maybe you're in the wrong field. Maybe you should be driving a race car.
Yeah. I knew I was a white race car driver my whole life.
Maybe get a one that's going to break barriers.
Yeah. But I was thinking it could be cool because there was a guy named, what's his name? Steve McQueen. There was a cowboy in the 40s named Steve McQueen, a famous cowboy. And the director of 12 Years a Slave, his name is Steve McQueen, but it's a black guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so, and everybody always has to be like, yeah, Steve McQueen. No, not that Steve McQueen, a new Steve McQueen.
Okay.
But I think it's kind of cool, like, hey, maybe if I could use, like, Maurice Petty's name in my name, basically, Shane Maurice Petty, maybe that could draw some eyes, People could be like, Shane Maurice Petty, Maurice Petty, like the...
Okay.
Oh, the person is back?
Right. Yeah, they're here.
Okay.
Sorry, but I hate to do this to y'all, but make sure you hit them with the, you like to hear it. Here you go.
Yeah, after my thing? Okay. Yeah, so Shane Maurice Petty, he's going to do a quick drug deal. Oh, and he's opening the garage door for it. I thought he was going to go out the original door. What is it?
Y'all, I am flabbergasted.
Put in the comment section if you actually heard the door.
I'm sure they could. It was loud.
Yeah.
It was loud.
Yeah, but real quick, maybe I could use his clout, like sort of his name
Don't
or
be
whatever.
A clout chaser.
No, but I mean, like, I have his name, like Shane Maurice Petty. So, like, there's nothing I could really do about that. But, and, Steve McQueen, he has his name, so there's nothing he could do about it. But I guess people would be like Shane Maurice Petty. Oh, Maurice Petty, like the race car driver from the 40s, if anybody knows him. But okay,
I don't know if anybody knows him, Shane.
No, hey, some people. This old white dude at my job is the only one. He's the only one that knew his name. But maybe like young people would know him. But whoever's the judges in these screenplay, if they know him or not. I just think it's kind of cool that if there is no other Shane Maurice Petty out there, if there's a Maurice Petty out there, that's the only name that I share with somebody else. You
want to be an original, I get it.
Yeah, and it's hard, when you have such a common name.
I can't relate.
Wanted to. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. You have a very unique name.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I'm gonna go with Good Name, because that song is basically. He's just transferring the bed, ladies and gentlemen, and he's strong, and he almost broke the ceiling. If only you can see. No, I don't think there was any damage done. But watch yourself. Okay. Well, I think there might be damage done now. Yeah. So. Good Name. Basically, in the whole song, he's basically talking about his name, Shad. I forgot what his last name is, but he's sort of he's black, like I said, and he's in Canada. But the whole song, he's basically going through the history of his own name.
Okay.
His name. I mean, a lot of our names basically were given down, passed down to from our slave masters and shit.
That's right.
So. You have to kind of like take it and make it your own, So throughout the song, he's sort of proud of his name, even though it might have come from a slave master. So I got a good name, I'm gonna make it my own.
I'm gonna have to listen to it. Your picks are always super fire too.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It depends, because remember last weekend I was feeling Kanye. That was the only song that I knew for that thing, like somebody going through some kind of tragedy and trying to overcome it or whatever.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah. So Good Name is mine, and if you would like to hear it, here you go. That was my first one, y'all. I hope you guys liked it.
I just so corny.
Hey, I didn't make it up.
So corny.
Make it up. So what's yours?
For me, I don't know. I was kind of flipping through the songs in the car today, and I came across an old gem. So I'm like good music fan, obviously. Common, Universal Mind Control. This is from this album, not that song. Song is great, though.
Okay, from the album. Okay.
Yeah, song is titled Inhale.
Yeah, I can't remember it, but I listened to that album a long time ago, but damn it.
It's just like, you know me. It's just a song, like the way the song even just opens up with the synthesizer. Like, to me, it sounds like sunshine. Yeah. And that's...
Yeah.
Who she is.
But that's your aura.
Yeah. The song sounds like sunshine when it opens up. And then even as he's talking through the song, it's kind of like talking about how, like, the power of breathing, inhaling good things, and how breathing can make you feel good. I breathe deep like an old man in a deep sleep, or an Indian peace.
That's exactly what we were talking about before we started rolling.
Yeah. Yeah. So kind of scary. But really good song. Production is really sound. It just makes you feel good. Riding around with the sunroof open. It's hot now. Amen. Thank God.
Yeah.
Takes you to a good place. Gets you in the good mindset. And if you like to hear it, here you go.
All right. So how did you feel saying that?
I hated it.
You'll get used to it, I'm pretty sure.
No. I will never say it again. I'm literally only saying it because AJ's not here.
Yeah, but going back to like the inhaling thing, that you're absolutely right in terms of like that centering you and making you feel complete. Because, like I already told you, I needed that this weekend when people were trying to spoil Infinity War for me because I haven't seen it yet.
You still haven't seen it.
I know. But it's just between work and then, like, we're doing double duty this weekend, with the podcast. I would have seen it today probably, maybe after work.
Well, you're going to go see it after this.
Yeah. I'm going to have to because I know the only other day.
I'm like, seriously, Shane, like, you're my movie friend. The fact that I can't talk to you about it is literally paining
It's burning.
me.
And the fact that everybody is pretty much seen it already.
Yeah.
And I can't look anywhere,
No.
So and even like when you and Leon were talking, I had to like close my ears just in case.
I tried to keep it very, very vague for you. Yeah. I'm polite. I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I really needed to do those breathing techniques. Like I said, I forgot there's a specific name for it. It starts with a P. Payam. It's a Hindu kind of thing. Payamana, something like that. But it really works. I tried that shit out last night, and while sitting in the sort of like yoga pose or whatever, and that shit calmed me down.
Did you sit
like
up straight?
Said, yes,
and open up. Like you gotta open up all your chakras too.
Yeah, and align it and all that stuff. Yeah, but the one that really made, because I don't know why, like I guess right here in the middle of your head it sort of tickles, like when you touch it. I don't know if it's like the third eye thing, or maybe I was thinking about it.
Maybe it's just you.
Yeah. But whenever I had to do that thing, and it just relaxed me. Oh, they're gonna drop bombs on us.
Well, it's like pressure points. Like that's a real thing.
Maybe that's maybe that's what it is. Yeah. So I was pressing it, and I just felt like this overwhelming kind of like feeling around my face and shit. You felt the sensation. Yeah. It's
kind of scary when that happens.
Yeah.
Like when you do things like if I'm stretching, or even like I think of breathing. I don't meditate as much as I used to. I need to get back into it. Yeah. But I try to control my breathing when I'm working out.
Oh.
So like if I'm doing cardio, I'm not a runner. That's just not who I am. So when I do cardio,
I tried.
I'm not.
I think I just prefer to ride bikes.
Yeah, I like to climb. So I turn the incline all the way up on the treadmill at a speed of maybe like 2.5 miles an hour and climb. Yeah. And that gets my heart rate going. But I try to make sure I'm like kind of do controlled or like meditative breathing when I'm doing cardio. Yeah. So that way I try to take like the four counts of breath in through my nose and then 5 out through my mouth. I try to be conscious of it while I'm working out. Yeah. And kind of do it that way to control my heart rate and stuff like that too. To keep
Yeah. Okay. Hey, these videos that I came across yesterday, I don't know why. I don't know how I went from the Avengers press tour interviews to this.
Okay.
But somehow I ended up watching this video of a girl talking about the NoFap movement. Do you know what that is?
I mean, I know what. Oh, like not masturbating?
Exactly.
Oh.
So there.
I was like, well, fapping is masturbating.
Yes, yeah. So, yeah, it was just this girl talking about it. Yeah. I don't know how. I don't know, because remember, it's like linked to like what you watch and all that shit. Maybe I was.
So
I think.
What are you watching
I know
on
what
YouTube?
It was. Because I started to randomly look up what type of porn girls watch.
Why wouldn't you just ask?
Well, ask a girl?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have any at the time. It was just me at the crib.
Oh,
just
well, yeah.
So I went onto YouTube and it just has like a bunch of people going around with mics and shit, like asking you like what kind of porn they watch and all that shit. And from that, I think that's when I saw like the NoFap thing, and I was like, NoFap. And so I started watching that, and basically, I get what she was coming from, but at the same time, I didn't kind of.
So is this like a whole movement?
It's like an underground kind of thing going on where people are trying to keep from watching porn and masturbating because of how destructive it is, and it rewires your brain.
Like getting addicted to porn and stuff like that? Or
and it rewires your brain and how you interact with the opposite sex and all that stuff.
Maybe.
Yeah. I half agree, because I could see, okay, fine, like the Western civilization pretty much, there is an over-sexualization going on. Everywhere you turn, it's sex, pretty much, and sex sells and all that stuff. So, and, basically, even from like a male standpoint, like it does have sort of a a desensitized kind of thing to it. You know, like in our minds, like we type.
Well,
you know, like for instance,
like we're desensitized to violence and things like that.
Yeah. So, but it's just sex. So you have like a lot of women, you know, today, like with fake body parts and all that stuff. You know, in our minds, that's gonna make us kind of like crave that. You know, in terms of like real body parts and shit. I could see it from that point of view, but she was going on with like, when I don't masturbate and shit, like. If I get horny and all that stuff, I'll just take that and use it to do something else. Like, don't just sit in front of a computer and just waste that energy on something that's going to give you a dopamine hit like that and then like a crash after, you know?
Is it a crash?
Yes. See, that's what I was arguing, because sometimes it doesn't feel like a crash. I'm just like, that was better. And then I just go to sleep, you know? But she was making it seem like it's like this like really bad thing, you know? Like it's almost like a drug or something. And I was like,
perhaps though, because I mean, even that goes deeper.
Maybe
going
if you
back
do
to
it
J.
every day.
Cole's thing, like some people can be addicted to sex. Kevin's Hart.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, but I think a lot of that depends on whether or not you have like an addictive personality.
Yeah.
You know
so then
that
could be like with anything, right?
Exactly.
Like with cigarettes,
exactly.
drugs, you know, all that shit.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a personable thing, a person to person thing. I don't think maybe she understood that. So
I mean, everybody has an opinion.
Yeah, and I can see why she's doing it, but at the same time, she does have a boyfriend, so it's easy for you to not masturbate because you could just roll over and just fuck.
Right. No, that is
not everybody has that luxury.
No, we do not all have that luxury.
Yeah, and then not everybody has the consistent sexual thoughts and shit, you know.
Right.
And at the same time, I don't really see the difference, like in terms of like watching porn and then going from your own, your own imagination or whatever. But
what, as in like
just laying back and just doing it,
fapping,
and just fapping away, So I'm of two minds with it. I don't think I guess for a couple of days I've tried actually like
to what just do it without
just
porn,
not,
or just because or not do it at all.
Both, because it's kind of a both thing, only like a couple of days just to see, you know.
So you did like your own little like experiment or your own little study.
Yeah. It was just like a little personal experience. But see, the thing with me is when I'm horny, I can't fucking concentrate on anything. I can't concentrate on anything.
Yeah.
I can't write. I tried, but I was just like, God damn, I can't think of anything else right now.
See, I don't know if it's like that for me. Like, I'm kind of more like I saw this tweet on Twitter, and it's like, where is like the brain receptor in your mind that's when you're just home alone and you're like, think I'll masturbate.
Oh, so it's just you're bored kind of thing?
No, not even that, but it's like I'll just be like doing something, or like if I'm just at home and I'm alone and I'm in a space where I can do it, and I'm just like, you know what? Probably wouldn't hurt anything.
Oh.
Or maybe I do just suddenly get horny. Like, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you wouldn't know what it's like to get tickle dick. Yeah.
What?
So you never got to? Yeah, you're not in a space to get tickle dick.
What is
it's
that?
just this whole region. It's just in the rod. It just tickles. Yeah, it just tickles, and you want it to be tickled. Yeah, and
I always say like I wonder what it'd be like to just switch anatomy for a day.
Oh, little Dicky. What's up, my nigga? What's up, nigga? We switch bodies.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I've always said I would feel like I wouldn't want it to like touch my thighs, so I would like.
That, well, really you know, that's one of the reasons why I don't wear boxers. Because
so you wear briefs.
I wear boxer briefs. Yeah,
okay.
I wear boxer briefs. Yeah, I don't wear like tighty whities.
I mean, if
since I was 12,
I'm not gonna judge you.
Yeah, boxer briefs. Everything is just in place. You know, like boxers. No. Everything is swinging all over the place, and it tickles. Like every time it hits the underwear, I can't do that shit. I don't know how you guys can do that shit, but I can't do that shit. Boxer briefs for me. You don't get penis envy, right?
No.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you were gonna say.
No,
I don't think you want to know.
No.
You don't want to know. So what's this guy doing?
I mean, he's like, I don't know. I hope he's still
Suppose we look
alive.
And he's actually just making out with that person since how our boy is ratchet. Yeah.
I mean, do we move on without him?
Yeah, maybe. We might as well. Yeah.
All right. So, no, your turn.
Woo! Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we went on a tangent about fapping.
Did, but
Fap at your own leisure, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So movie news. The new trailer for Venom was released.
Yes.
So you saw it?
I'm excited.
Yeah, and but however, surprisingly, there's like a mixed review from everybody.
Yes.
Some people love it, and some people,
Okay,
are okay with it.
Are?
My thoughts are, hey, I dig it.
Me too.
I dig it.
Me too.
You know, I'm not crazy about it or anything, but I dig it.
I've always liked the Venom story, so I'm really interested in it.
But it's funny that I'm assuming that Spider-Man is not going to be in it. Even though like it's from the same.
That is my assumption as well. But I was on IMDb. Sometimes I get bored, and they're saying it's rumored that Tom Holland could be making an appearance in the movie.
Maybe as Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Well, then it would make sense because a lot of people were saying, well, they haven't seen the whole of his suit yet, Venom suit yet. So, and if you know, like the classic one, he has this white spider on his thing, on his chest. But if there is no Spider-Man in the world, I mean, the way it was in the comics and the cartoon, it was the symbiote went on Peter first,
right,
and melded with his Spider-Man suit.
Right.
Then it went to Eddie Brock,
right,
and still had some of that spider-ness in it. So I guess it kept that theme going. But without a Spider-Man in the beginning and all that stuff,
there's no way for the true Venom character to really
be spider-related.
Right.
Like is he still? If he shoots webs, why?
Right. Okay. No, I see what you mean.
Yeah. So I guess maybe in the movie they'll like explain it. Or
I'm sure they will. There's gonna have to be some way for
it was a mixture
of
a spider. It melted into the symbiote by itself without Spider-Man and just became a spider-ling thing. A spiderling. Yeah, so people are of two minds of it. I think it's dope.
I mean, I like Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy does
he's one of my favorite actors,
role,
actually.
So I'm excited. And then I like the Venom story as well. The symbiote is really kind of, I like how it's kind of, I mean, the symbiote has its own mind, but I like that the symbiote's actually like talking. Yeah,
it's like alive in his mind.
Yes.
Oh, the other thing too is, remember we were talking about that other trailer. What was that other trailer?
Upgrade.
Upgrade. Now, I find it very, very strange that the movies are kind of alike in a way.
What, Upgrade and Venom?
Yes, because it's about a guy that gets taken over by something.
Yeah.
And it's communicating with him.
Yeah.
And he has no control over it.
I could see that. Well, he does have control over it.
Wait, who does?
In Upgrade, because remember the thing he says
he gave him the option. Yeah, give him the option. Yeah, but...
Welcome back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show.
Man, I got out there.
Yeah.
So, I just sold a mattress.
Yeah.
I got out there. They had no capable means of getting that mattress home. I'm like...
Oh,
what do you mean?
Shit.
Like, they didn't have...
They had no means. They have no vehicle or anything.
Like the pulley and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have no bungee cords.
Oh, to keep it down.
Mind you, if it was two dudes, I would have just let them struggle. You know what I'm saying? That's all you. I got the money. I was like, damn it.
It was just her?
It was her and her friend. So I'm like, God damn it. Let me help them strap this shit down.
Oh, you were a gentleman.
Yeah, man.
An angry
that mattress
gentleman.
would have been on the highway.
Gone.
Oh,
Gone.
shit.
$30 down the drain.
Yeah. Otherwise than that, the transaction went well?
Smooth, man.
Smooth.
We were concerned. I was like,
Shout out to the Spanish community, man. When y'all buy shit online, y'all don't negotiate. Y'all just boom bow. We get it in and out. I love it, man.
You got me weak.
Yeah. But yeah. So the movies are kind of alike in that way of something taking over somebody.
I could see that.
And at the same time, the dude kind of remember didn't I say
He
the dude looks
like
Tom Hardy? He looks like a Tom Hardy clone. So I just found it kind of weird that I was like, oh shit, Tom Hardy is actually coming out of the movie. That's kind of like the same, like with this guy where he's like, please, and it's just happening.
I'm so lit for that movie. I can't
wait.
wait.
Well, Venom and Upgrade. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. But I was saying with Venom, it kind of felt the same way in terms of like something. Oh, you saw it?
Yeah. I saw the Venom trailer, and then I saw the Upgrade trailer after last week when he told me to. So they do kind of have the same thing when he's like fighting with that inner person.
Yeah, there's something him, joined with him.
But the other dude, the Venom one, was like, you don't have an option. This is what we're doing.
Oh, yeah, it's over. Evil.
Yeah. But the
other one gives him an
Upgrade,
option.
It was like, do you want me to do this?
They're
It's like
team.
AI.
Yeah, they were a team. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, I was telling her, like, the guy looks like Tom Hardy. Like, they have the same beard. They have the same look in the face. I was like, I just thought that was just...
I'd be looking at lips.
And the lips. Yeah. They have the same exact lips, too.
I'm consistent. Don't do that.
Yeah.
They look like privilege to me. That's all I said.
Privilege. Too privilege.
Fucking glasses are fogging up. Continue.
What? Oh, you're still
Yeah, you know when you
single
start
tier?
moving a little bit,
Yeah.
and then like you put your
You
glasses
over there
on,
working up a black sweat.
Yeah.
the little,
Is that what's going on?
the little corners start getting hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Leave them glasses off for a second.
Yeah.
Eyes still watering. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Venom. I like the trailer. I'm waiting to see what it is with him, if it's going to intertwine with Spider-Man. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. The other story was just Netflix is they are going to start opening up their own theaters.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
interesting.
physical location, brick
Yeah.
and mortar.
Yeah. And you know everybody, and I heard some controversy about Netflix not wanting to screen their movies at the Cannes film festivals or film festivals anymore because it didn't get a good reception. Nobody in the industry really takes Netflix as a marquee studio name yet.
Yeah.
So at the Cannes film festival
Really?
one time,
Still?
yeah,
I
because
mean, for me, that's hard to believe because they're pumping.
Yeah,
out
it
some
seems like it's hard to believe.
no,
yeah,
no, no. I
but-
mean, like, but they consider that's television. Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
the people in the
Movie.
movies are like,
I see
we
what
are
you're saying.
movies. We are
Yeah.
20th Century Fox. We are
This-
Warner Brothers.
Right.
I'm still more on a higher level than you, pretty much.
Yeah.
is what
So
they're
when
trying to say.
at the Cannes Film Festival, when one of their movies, I forgot which one it was, the Netflix logo came up. Apparently, like a lot of people know, I do a boo. Like a lot of people in the industry, like who are
Wow.
high end and all that
Wow.
stuff.
Damn.
They're like,
That's
boo,
disrespectful.
Netflix, like this TV shit. Like,
Yeah,
we're not
yeah.
counting it as movies. Now, Netflix wants to be counted
They wanna
as
be-
mo-
they wanna
movies
they want to compete with the big boys.
in order to like get Oscar nominations. You know?
Ah.
But the thing with
They don't
television, even
qualify for
Steven
those yet?
Spielberg was talking about this too. He was considering like if your movie releases on Netflix, it's considered a TV movie, and TV movies on regular TV aren't nominated for Oscars; they're nominated for Emmys. You know.
Okay.
So,
True.
but Netflix, they want to be on the Oscars thing because they're making movies. You know, they just want to be on the Oscar thing. But everybody's just like, we're considering you television. So maybe Netflix, they're in order to be considered for theatrical, you have to have a theatrical release in order to be considered for an Oscar.
Okay.
You know, at least for 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If your movie plays in the theater, you could be considered for the Oscars. So maybe Netflix are doing that, creating their own theaters and all that
in
shit
order to be in the Oscar running.
to
Makes
run
sense.
for a couple of weeks, and then they could qualify to be in the Oscars and all that shit. So
That's interesting because I'm wondering why. I'm wondering maybe they weren't able to do it, but like how Chance the Rapper changed the Grammys,
Right.
Where he had a mixtape, a free mixtape, is now being able to be qualified for the Grammys. So I
Yeah.
guess they weren't able to do something like that. Maybe because the big wigs were like, no, hell no.
Yeah.
yeah, and a lot of like a lot of big time directors, a lot of directors I love, they're not really adjusting to this whole like digital
Streaming
shift
wave.
at all.
Damn, really?
Yeah, and even going just to like minor things like just like camera usage. You know, like a lot of movies today are shooting shooting digitally.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of old heads like Christopher Nolan and I
Still
don't
using
think Steven
film.
Spielberg, but yeah, a lot of people up there, Martin Scorsese, they shoot on film, you know? So there's a prestige that comes with it.
Right.
You know? Tarantino, he's against like digital as well. So there's a whole kind of like this war thing with this new media coming in. Like I don't think Hollywood really knows how to adjust to it yet.
Yeah.
With all this change. Me personally, I'm embracing it just because movie theaters now they're really just becoming like theme parks, really. Like you only go to the movies really to see those big movies.
That is
Yeah.
very
Explosions
true.
and
Yeah,
shit.
everything
You don't
in
really go
between
there
it,
for a
yeah.
dialogue-driven movie, like emotional movies and all that shit. A lot of people are just like, I'll just wait till Netflix.
Yeah,
Or
that's
Amazon
true.
Prime. They be
Or
having-
Amazon
they be having
Prime.
the good movies.
Yeah, you know. So and there's nothing you could really do about that. Like just convenience is just what it's happening right now.
Right.
You know, you don't even have to go to a store to buy shit anymore. You
true.
just buy it from your phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think Hollywood now is just gonna have to just embrace the change. You know, okay, fine, comedies and all that stuff maybe might have to be released at home. At least more people will watch it
Right.
because it's like they'll have they don't have to go out of their way to see
Right.
a drama or some shit. They could just I'll just watch it right now.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. We'll see how that Netflix and theater thing goes. You know,
Right.
if they're actually gonna release that because right now it's just talk. You know.
That's
So
interesting, though.
yeah, so that was just the movie news pretty much for this week.
Because Shane still hasn't seen Avengers.
Oh, yeah. And exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Because we would have been talking about that shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely. They were probably waiting on that. But yeah, Shane's going to go after this. So he missed it yesterday morning. So it's all good. Yeah. We'll probably catch y'all up. We'll probably do a little mini thing later. But
a mini review or some shit.
Yeah, but
yeah. So
what you got for us, Miss Hunt? And then we'll get up out of here.
Okay, so I want to touch upon Shane voice. I want to touch upon the topic of gun violence and police brutality. They're not the most fun topics, but, I mean, that's what's hot in social media now. So, obviously, we are all aware of the situation that happened in Tennessee with the gunman at the Waffle House.
Actually, I need more clarification on that. I know some of it, but like I didn't really delve into it. I don't know. If
I just saw that they Black Twitter canceled Waffle House, but I honestly have no idea.
Oh no, they canceled Waffle House for another reason too. We'll get into that.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened is this gentleman, Travis Reichberg, something. He's white, obviously. Got out of his truck. Half dressed, so he was basically naked. All he had on was a jacket. Walked into Waffle House and opened fire. He killed 4 people. But the real gem in this story is James Shaw, who was there. He's done a couple of press syndicates here, but he actually tackled the shooter down to keep him from shooting more than the 4 people that he was able to kill.
Okay.
So he actually wrestled him to the ground and got the gun out of his hands.
So it would have been worse
if
that didn't happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
well, a couple things are going on with that.
this is who was the one that wrestled him down?
James Shaw, black man. Well, younger black guy.
Cool.
So the issue that was there was that the shooter, he was actually like on the run for like 2 or 3 days after the shooting happened. There was a manhunt. And they they had to like find him to bring him in to arrest him.
Damn.
And then someone, of course, made what's the word I'm looking for? Like the observation, like, no one's really shining that much light on James Shaw as a black man who evaded the killer.
Okay.
But imagine if the police had shown up. They may have killed James Shaw.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
On top of that, so we're going to kind of go into police brutality because this goes into us canceling Waffle House. A video came out of a young woman at an Alabama Waffle House. The Waffle House wanted to charge her for plastic cutlery, which is ridiculous.
Oh, wait, the disposable utensils?
Yes, they wanted to charge her for it, and she got upset.
Yeah.
And was like, this is not fair. I'm not going to pay for it. The crew members of Waffle House called the police on her. The police showed up, and they cuffed her, like, to the ground, threatened to break her arm. And she had on, it was after the club, so she had on like a little two-piece, tube top and a skirt.
So she's half naked during all this.
She was, her breasts were out and exposed through this whole exchange. No one tried to cover her or anything like that. And the man literally was like, if you don't calm down, I will break your arm. The police officer is literally recorded saying that. And this is a woman.
Crazy.
Black woman. And then, of course, someone made the comment, what if this was a white woman? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, let me cover your butt real quick.
Right.
If only, like, it's so crazy, like, we can't immediately see, like, the opposite version of this shit. Because I guess we kind of already know what would happen.
But, the thing for me is just, like, I don't want to wish evil upon anyone, but I feel like it's so disheartening that it's going to take it happening to a white person in order for it to get some type of attention drawn to it. And of course,
multiple white people.
Multiple white people. And not only that, it's going to have, and it will have to be a cop of another ethnicity doing it to a white person for it to get some type of issue.
Like a black cop doing it to a white guy?
Or even a Hispanic cop. As long as it's not another white cop.
A lot of people were saying that about the whole that school shooting that happened, and then they had that whole like Saturday where they had the rally for it, and all the students were there and all that shit. Someone did bring up something interesting and said, like, what if it was like an all black school? Would it had still been like that?
Probably not.
That big filling up Washington, or maybe it would have been black people out there.
Well, no, but even what I think if it would have been a black school, I don't think it would have gotten all the press that it got.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm thinking even both ways. If it was a black shooter in a black school, I don't think it would, because they don't like. Well, they do like to say, "Oh, black on black crime," but they don't make it a hot topic like that.
Yeah, it's almost like, oh, of
Or
course.
if it was a white shooter in a black school, I don't think that they would have publicized it either.
Yeah.
A white student in a black school, a white shooter.
Yeah,
right, shooter.
I mean, I don't think anybody's that bold.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been in the news, but I don't know if it would have been like, everybody, even people like of all races, let's all come together to stop this from happening.
I know what you're saying.
Because it happened in a school that was like sort of mixed races and all that stuff. So everybody of all races gathered together.
Exactly
but what if it was just black? What all those people of different races still come out there to Washington and have that whole concert, pretty much.
That just like leads me to just like, I mean, like the media and like, not to sound like crazy racist, but like white people only care about certain shit. Like,
it's corporate media.
Yeah, it has to like do it. Because I was watching something about PETA. I'm like, y'all giving more fuck about these damn animals than
and that's something that people have made. That's the comment that was made about the woman at Waffle House. They were like, they would never treat. Someone tweeted, they would never treat a white woman like this.
Yeah.
And someone was like, hell, they wouldn't even treat a white woman's dog like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like they out here like protesting all savage and shit. And for PETA, you protesting more for animal rights than human rights.
Right. Right.
But I guess they got to consider us humans first, don't they?
All right, and another hot take while we're on the topic, too. And I kind of want to ask you guys, too, as black men as well. So a video did surface out of Atlanta. A former NFL player was arrested at, like, outside of a Belk. I think they tried to say that he had a gun.
Yeah, but he had
a cell phone.
Yeah.
So they cuffed him, and they were, kind of roughing him up, using excessive force. And he was like, I'm not resisting you.
He was literally just standing there. But this is a big dude. He's a retired football player, so he's like 6'5", solid and like muscular. So I mean, but I did see that video, and then they like picked him up. They
slammed him against
a truck,
the back of a truck first, and then they kind of slammed him to the ground. And then at that point, he did get upset and he did raise his voice. Yeah. So then one of the officers put his hand around his throat. And then I think kind of in a state of panic, along with the officer having his hand around his throat, the gentleman is saying, I can't breathe. And then eventually he goes unconscious.
Yeah.
This sounds like deja vu.
Yeah, Eric Garner.
Yeah,
yep,
I can't breathe.
Yeah. I mean, my thoughts on that, man, is like, I don't know. I have to move differently just because of my size. I terrify cops. A lot of cops. A lot of cops are like pussy. So it's like, unfortunately to say, I can't prevent one of those situations from not happening to me. Because that's how it would play out if it was for me. If they wanted to do that to me, that's anytime I get pulled over, it could easily turn into that situation for me, at least personally, like physically. I'll never forget the moment when I was living in Mebane. When I got pulled over, I was getting followed.
Do you feel anxiety like when you're around cops? Because sometimes I do. Just as a black person,
when I get pulled over,
I feel anxiety.
When I get pulled over,
I don't feel anxiety. I do everything as respectful as I can.
Right, of course.
But like, I mean, there's a slight anxiety because I feel like anytime I get pulled over, I can possibly die. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
the thought that comes in your head.
Yeah,
but that shouldn't be. That would be like Superman showing up and be like, "Oh my God, he could kill me."
Yeah, he's not here to
somebody
save
who
me.
saved me.
Yeah, he's not here to save me. Yeah, like anytime I have an interaction with a cop, and some sort of pullover, I'm like, this could easily end up with me because just. Like being a black male, being a black male and my size, I'm the same size or bigger than a lot of cops.
Right.
So they already know. Like I'll never forget.
Excessive force is probably just going.
It's the only option for me. You know what I mean? For my size, I'm 275. You know what I mean? Like I'll never forget. I got pulled over in Mebane one time, and it was a guy that was. I couldn't even believe he was big enough to be a cop. He was so small. He was like no muscle mass, no nothing. He walked up to my car. And when he couldn't see how big I was. He got up to the car, was like,
no way.
Yeah, he jumped when he saw me, and I was like, what's up? He jumped because he was like, holy shit. He was like, hey man, just stay in the car. He went back to his car, sat down, and did not get out until 1 or 2 more cops pulled up.
No way.
This is a basic pullover.
Oh man.
But that's how small he was.
He went to call for backup.
Yeah, because he was so small, like if I was crazy, I could take him.
My thing is like you like you've already complied by pulling over your vehicle.
Exactly. So
like,
I'm already
so why are you threatened? Like,
because
I think that's the bigger problem.
White people are
Why do
terrified.
you feel threatened?
But white people are terrified of black people.
No,
but we're
it is.
as a people, we're peaceful.
Yeah.
We really
They're
are.
the ones that come through and start burning and shooting shit up.
It's just you can't.
Yeah, white people are terrified of us.
Yeah, but you can't.
I don't know why. I want to know why.
Because they probably feel inferior, so they try to do like.
I mean, look. I mean, it's like a Bigfoot thing or something. You know, like it's like they consider us. Well, I mean, of course not me, but in terms of like mass black guys, like it's just like holy shit, this is like a gorilla or something.
Yeah,
you know, like.
Yeah.
They're face to face with a gorilla, you know, and shit, they would probably literally say that, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, call us monkeys, gorillas, and all that shit. So I feel like a lot of them, not even a lot of them, but the racist ones, like, you know, it's just like these are apes, you know, and apes can hurt you, can kill you, and shit. You know, they don't think and all that stuff. So they're going into it with that
That's not how
they
we're
don't think
seeing
so.
Right.
They didn't think so in the '60s.
Even then, and that's kind of why, like, I don't know if there's an outlet for it, but that's why I'm like for you in that situation when the officer jumped when he saw you, like I would be like, why did you jump?
Yeah.
Like I'm literally, no, I mean, like but you can't ask that, but like I would like to force that conversation. I don't know how you can do that, but like you were literally just sitting in the car.
Yeah.
Why do you feel so threatened? I'm literally just sitting in the car. I haven't done anything.
And the only thing he would say is, you know what, ma'am, just stay in the car.
Yeah,
that would be his answer. And then you would say, no, tell me why. No, stay in the car. Stay in the car. You know,
right.
Exactly.
And then it would escalate.
Escalate out of fear.
And that's why but why?
I know. I just told you why. they fear. It's
not
like it's an animal
and
thing.
they feel guilt, and they feel like we're gonna take the things that their ancestors might have done to us out on them.
Absolutely not.
I feel like
they
feel like that though.
Like I said, and even it doesn't even have to go that deep. It's just basic. Just holy shit, you're big and black.
Yeah,
that's scary.
Yeah, being black in general is scary, but you're big on top of that.
Yeah, on top of that,
terrifying.
you're gigantic.
Yeah,
so
it's terrifying.
It's just fear of physical, appearance and dark skin.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like, it's fucked up. But these are like some of the things that like I don't even like. I don't know. See, that's another thing, and that's when some stuff like this and like topics like this. Like I understand I'm probably supposed to go to like all the marches and shit like that, but I can't teach you how not to be afraid.
Right.
So it's like that's one of those things.
How do you really actually solve the problem?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like because I can't
psychological thing.
Yeah, this is a psychological thing. This is a generational thing. Like it's like that's why I don't waste time with a lot of. And I mean, I know it's not a waste of time. I'm not trying to call what somebody.
I mean, but you're entitled to your opinion.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, to me, it's a waste of time because I can't make somebody not afraid of me.
Right.
So I'm not gonna waste time marching. You know what I mean? Because this is just the reality that I have to live in. I might die anytime I encounter a police officer or somebody scared and power.
Terrible though.
And that's just what it is. I feel like.
And I think I wanted you guys to have that soundbite and say that, like you literally have to consider these could be your last moments when you have a police officer, because I think that some white people don't realize.
No, they don't.
That is the mentality that as a black. I mean, for me, Sandra Bland, like that could very well be me as well. So like that's something that they just don't understand and they can't relate to.
And you have to also like when they're white, when the cops show up, that's their savior. You know, they're when they're
exactly
elated when the cops show up. You know, these people they're not gonna harm me because I've never seen cops harm white people before.
Right.
Exactly.
Whereas us, we always see the cops harming us. So when they show up, we're like, oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna stick with the robbers.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, and that's why it's like, that's why we rather run in certain situations than actually stick around, because it's like I've seen y'all do way more to me than help. You know what I mean? So.
And going even to that, like television doesn't help when they keep showing the mugshot mostly of black men,
regardless of if they're the felon or not.
Oh
even if they're the victim, they'll
show their mugshot.
Yeah.
How can you not say that there's some kind of like agenda when this shit is happening? Like, you know, like if a white person shoots up a school, you're gonna show their high school picture,
and it's never terroristic.
Even if they have a mugshot, you'll show their high school picture.
That's true.
You know, but the black person, no, you gotta show their mugshot.
Regardless of the situation,
you have to make them seem like a criminal.
Yeah,
see, it's a psychological thing because when you're saying even this innocent black person, but if you put their mugshot, that in the white person or anybody's brain is gonna work in their way. Is like, oh, that's a mugshot. That's prison. That's bad. Yeah, he's guilty.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So it's a deep psychological thing going on there. And I don't know if it's intentional.
Well, I want to shift. I want to shift the narrative. I would just like to say that I have encountered good police officers in the Raleigh
So
area.
have I.
They're very helpful. They're very friendly. So shout out to RPD.
Yeah.
It's just a corrupt system. I don't think all cops are bad. I think
Yeah.
the system
See,
is
that's what white
about-
people have to
Yeah, and
think.
since
like,
we're talking
it's
about
not
that-
all cops.
I've never encountered a fair cop in Holly Springs, Apex, or Cary.
Wow. You know, I was gonna.
Or Fuquay. They all move with the same racist attitude.
Okay,
where I
well,
could
see,
get shot.
well, since I don't know if this could probably be playing a role in it, but look at me. I'm not threatening. Yeah. I speak straight.
right.
I think when they get the tone of my voice, when they get my stature, I'm short and skinny, they feel safe. So they treat me different, I think.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not saying that's a luxury because, you know,
Yeah.
I'm always like, hey, treat all of us like this, not just
Right.
me. But what I'm saying is I think that's probably been working for me, where it's just like, he speaks proper and he's okay, yeah.
But even
well, I'll
sometimes,
just leave.
but even sometimes, I find that some of them can be intimidated by that.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, most
Some of
definitely.
them like Trayvon, he was like my stature and shit, and he still got shot. So yeah, not all the times, but
Yeah.
the ones that I've encountered, it's just like, you know, they leave me off with a warning. But I think
Yeah.
it's because of the non-threatening thing. Whereas you're probably having a harder time because then they look at you, they look at your stature, you
They don't
speak
even
and all
hear
that.
how I speak.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, well,
yeah.
then it's
they don't
just
even get to
stature.
that point. Yeah,
Yeah.
Which is crazy, though.
Yeah, because it's not like I speak like some savage.
You
know?
don't.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
not at all.
Okay, so then they're just
They don't even
basically
get
on
that.
physical.
It's all off physical for me, and
Okay.
that's why, and that's another reason why I feel like I have to be protected by carrying and stuff like that.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
anybody that I encounter, 9 times out of 10, if there's some sort of issue, unless it's a black person, I could probably shoot like a fair one, like, and then just actually have a fight, and then just have a fight. But if it's somebody of another race, more than likely, like, they're gonna try to shoot me if they have a gun.
Yeah.
So
first,
I
yeah.
need to be ready to have one too, because
That makes sense.
I'm too big. They're not gonna look at me and be like, "Yeah, I'm about to fuck that dude
Right.
up." They're gonna
Yeah.
look at me and be like, "No, I'm about to
I
take."
need
that."
to
But see,
protect
but that's
myself.
why.
Yeah.
That's why he brought the the backup and shit.
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
So they could all tackle.
For
Exactly.
a traffic citation.
Exactly,
It just makes
yeah.
no sense.
Oh, it was a warning too because I didn't do anything.
Oh,
It wasn't
yeah.
shit.
So why'd he pull you?
He didn't pull me. He pulled me because I didn't turn signal or some shit like that, which we all know was some bullshit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like one of them situations, like you didn't turn signal.
Broken tail light.
You know,
Yeah.
weak
I
shit
get
like
the tail
that.
light a lot.
Where
Yeah.
I get a warning, but really pulled me over just because I was a black man driving, but you just didn't realize how big I was till you got up there, which is like, it's kind of crazy. And I've always like wondered, like, how do we legally protect ourselves from the police? Because like, it's like I feel like if
I
I'm
don't
ever
know.
put in that position, I will act on a police officer without hesitating. I'll take the L for it too. Like,
Man, see,
but it's
I don't
like
even wanna
because I
think
feel
about
like
that
that's
shit.
sometimes like I feel like I'm in a position where that's the only thing I will be able to do. You know what I mean? Because like, or I could just sit there and turn into a hashtag because I got shot 14 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
That's
either
just so unfortunate
Yeah.
that like both outcomes are kind of bleak.
Both
yeah,
of
I
them.
mean,
Yeah.
both of them are. I'm too bad.
Both of them
it's a
are going to be
lose-lose.
bleak, and then they're going to put your. Do you have a mugshot?
Yeah.
Okay, well
I
then
do.
they're going to put that. Yeah. Well, and then on the news they're going to put that. They're going to put that instead of your graduation pic, and it's just like even if you were innocent, it's like it's
Right.
almost like it doesn't even matter because
It
it's
doesn't
like
matter. Yeah.
they're going to
When-
spin it any way they want.
Right.
Yeah. When I'm encountering police officers, it is only. I can't think about any laws. I have to think about what's going on in that
Yeah.
moment.
Well, Jesus.
Absolutely.
Well, Jesus. Now I feel scared because
Yeah.
I'm just like shit, man.
Well, that's why it's important to know your rights too.
Yeah, let me
Yeah,
text
yeah.
AJ, make sure he can get pulled over today.
Right. No,
Hell yeah.
seriously.
no
But,
cops encounters.
But yeah, man, we'd have to wrap it up.
That's
Yeah.
it.
We do. Yeah, this is perfect.
Pretty
Then
much.
we have to
Oh
wrap
yeah,
it
because
up.
we held like the middle
Yeah,
show,
there's
the middle
some,
of
you
the.
missed some
I know, I
juicy,
probably- I know,
some juicy
so-
Yeah, we
chat.
talk about no fapping and everything.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh no, man, I won't say that on the air.
Yeah. Say what?
I'll tell you later. I
Okay,
just feel,
all right.
yeah, I feel like what I was
Protect
about
the brand.
Yeah, no, what I was about to say, motherfuckers be able to locate me a little bit easier, and I
Ooh,
don't want
yikes.
that. So yeah.
Yeah, let's not do that.
But Shane got to hit a movie. We got to be out. We'll see y'all next week. Actually, we're gonna see y'all twice this week. This is
Yeah.
Hey.
Check
Thursday.
out. Wait for that interview.
yeah, this is
Should be
Thursday's
tomorrow.
episode, and so yeah, how did you like yesterday? Look at her face.
No, I just went back to that horrible closing. So this
Oh,
that
no,
just
Oh,
gave
that
me
was
vibes.
the best.
You just
That
gave
was
me
Sorry,
the
I
best.
take that back. I take that
Yeah,
back.
you just said it wrong.
I did because
You
this
did.
is Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
stay tuned. Tomorrow we have more
Yeah.
content for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Peace.
Bye.